Now, people living in tower blocks covered in unsafe cladding are being forced to pay extra service charges to make their homes safe, according to the Greater Manchester High-Rise Task Force. In some cases, tenants have seen costs increase more than fivefold to replace cladding and pay for additional fire wardens. Well, one couple in Manchester are doing just that, and joining me now, let's speak to Matthew Hallsworth, who's unable to sell his apartment with his wife because of concerns. A very warm welcome to you, Matthew. Just tell me about the problems that you've had when it comes to selling your flats.
Hi, good afternoon. So me and my partner have lived in, we're first-time buyers. We've lived in our flat for about 5 years now. And we got married last year. So this year we were really hoping to start a family and to move out. We were actively looking to move out of here. But we found that all of the flats within our complex, because of the cladding situation, the fire alarm situation that's going on at the moment, that we simply can't sell. No mortgage provider would provide a mortgage for a flat like this. So we're trapped here at the moment.
What are the mortgage providers saying to you?
So there's plenty of people in our complex who've spoken about the sort of mortgage situation they're in. They've tried to sell it and they've just been told it is unsellable because it's unsafe.
What are you being told in terms of advice? Can you get any kind of advice from the local council or the company that manages the apartment block?
We've tried contacting the landlords, the management company, and currently it feels like we're not being given any real answers. Everything's been sort of passed around. No one's given us a straight answer about exactly, who's responsible for this. And at the moment, we're being told to foot the bills that are coming through for these fire alarms, waking watches, and replacing of all the cladding as well.
Yeah, can you give us an idea of how much it's costing you? What charges have you faced?
So we're in our complex. There are 2 blocks currently that are covered in cladding and being asked to replace that, replace the fire alarm service as well, fire alarm system as well. We're being charged £10,000 plus VAT per week to cover those costs. And at the moment, we've not been given any indication of exactly how much that is going to cost us per week, but we're looking at maybe hundreds of pounds, we think. So it could be, we could be looking at almost like a second mortgage every single month. And that's just something I think a lot of people here, and us included, cannot pay.
Yeah. I mean, Matthew, how would you describe the way that you feel you've been treated?
I feel like the buck is being passed between, landlords, building owners, management companies, and no one's taking responsibility of this. We bought our house in good faith from estate agents. We did everything by the book. We got surveyors, lawyers in. Everything in the building was approved by the council in terms of fire safety, and yet throughout all of that, we've done the right thing, and yet we're still being charged for that. It just feels so frustrating. We're absolutely exhausted by this. It's the mental health aspect is just unbelievable. Like it's creeping into every single part of our lives, our work, our social life. We can't think of anything else. We can't sleep. It really feels like we're trapped in a nightmare.
It can't be easy managing all of that and go to work every day, Monday to Friday, as you say.
Yeah, it's unbelievably tough. I mean, we've me and my partner through work, I've had to seek counselling because I can't sleep. My anxiety and stress is just through the roof. Just getting through a normal day is nigh on impossible at the moment. It's really difficult, and there's constant reminders everywhere as well. Just the other night, Imperial Point had a fire. They're a clad building in Manchester as well. So we're fearing for our safety constantly, every single day and night.
I spoke to the Mayor of Greater Manchester a short while ago, Andy Burnham. He said that there wasn't in his direct power that he can do right now to make the situation easier for you, but he is raising the issue with the Prime Minister. It will be raised in the House of Commons too. I mean, if you could speak to the Prime Minister now, or those who can make a change to your present situation, what would you be saying to them?
So what I would ask them to do is to end our cladding scandal. So what I would really ask the Prime Minister and the Chancellor to do is to find a way to take leaseholders out of the equation. Just remove us from the equation. We feel like it's between the government and the building owners to sort out exactly who's at fault and to provide a solution to this. Currently, we're trapped, and we need them to take action fast as well, because whilst we're waiting for some kind of action on this, we're paying for these waking watches, which are costing tens of thousands of pounds every single week.
And Matthew, give us an idea of how many people in your block in particular are affected by this. I mean, we know that there are somewhere in the region of 17,000 households that still live in privately owned blocks with similar cladding to what we saw at Grenfell. How many people could we be talking about with respect to where you live?
So people, in terms of where we live in a block of 120. There's another block with another 60 flats in. So, I mean, I don't know if you averages, you're talking a few hundred people there. And then another block within our complex has just announced they've got cladding as well, and they're going to have to sort that out too. And there's over 100 people in that as well. So, I mean, several hundred people here, but we're talking about all over Manchester, all over the UK. This is a national problem. There could potentially be hundreds of thousands of people who are affected nationwide.
Okay, Matthew, really good to talk to you and get your thoughts. And sorry to hear about your predicament. It sounds extremely painful. Matthew Hallsworth, thank you very much for joining us from Manchester. Thank you.